What's up, YouTube? Adrian from Team Venus over the question mark. Sorry for not making a video in a while. Been busy training for YCS, and that's what I'm doing today. I just want to show you guys a quick deck profile of what I ran at YCS New Jersey. I was 3-3 after 6 rounds, and I decided to drop because I wasn't going to make day 2. I needed at least 19 points for day 2, and I was only going to have 18 tops. So I'll do another video, like a tournament report, but for now I just want to show you guys the deck profile. This is the YCS token that you get. So I ran windups. Shout out to Anthony Pasquarello, really cool guy. I faced him round 1. It was one of my wins. Really cool guy. Check him out on YouTube. He's a really nice guy, really good insight, and really respectable player. So I just want to get that over with. Good luck to him in his future and like Nats and stuff. But yeah, so let me show you the deck. 3 windup rabbit. He's the best card in the deck, obviously. You need your rabbits to generate your plays and your pluses with factories and stuff like that, so you need to make sure that you have your rabbits. 3 rats. I've seen some people cut this down to 2. I don't understand why, but I think rabbit's one of the better cards in the deck. It's a 1-card exceed into rank 3 or rank 4 with the combination of the warrior. And late game, it's a really good top deck if you have a grave setup. Probably the derpiest windup is Shark. He's the only windup that's 1 per turn, so you can set off factory and do whatever you need to do. He's not as busted as he used to be with 3 magicians, but he's still really, an integral part to the deck, and you need him especially to go into your dwellers for the pump and stuff like that. But yeah, Shark's really good, and he opens up to your rank 5s. 1 warrior. I only like warrior. I don't like soldier. As you'll see in my extra deck, I don't run invoker. A, because I don't have one, but I don't utilize him as much, and I don't like having dead cards in my extra deck. So I like warrior. Well, 1's fine because you only need 1. You don't want to really draw this card, even though he can set off factory. But you want him in the grave because with rat he opens up rank 4 plays, so he's really good. And obviously the 1 magician. This card's broken. Konami's not stupid. I think the good number for magician would be 2 though. I think 1 is not. It really cripples windups. I think 2 would be a little bit better, but we'll see what happens in September. So that's it for the windups. It's your standard windup engine. And on to the non-windup cards. 2 tour guide. I still think tour guide's really good. First turn tour guide into Zen mains is good, or if you go second and your opponent already has set up tour guide into Leviathan is good because you can beat over anything with a 2500 beater turn 2. And you can bait out their bottomlesses or their warnings for Leviathan Dragon, who's not as important as the other cards in your extra deck. I still think that's good play. And Gores. Gores, I really wanted to take him out last minute. My friend told me not to, just to hold on to it. I feel like in this deck it conflicts with factories because, they're faced with continuous spells, but the 2 times I got him off at YCS, they won me games, so Gores is actually really good, and windups need a big beater like that. So that's 14 monsters onto the spells. 3 factory. This is the best spell in the deck. You get your pluses. It's MST targets. If you have sets and face downs, this is kind of back row heavy. So if your opponent pops a factory after you've used it, it doesn't hurt you as much because you have protection with your back row. And honestly, I'd rather my opponent pop a face up factory than one of my face downs that's going to stop their plays. 2 tanky. This is specifically for rabbit, just to search rabbit because you need your rabbit in your hand to set off your factories into combo with your magicians and stuff to get your plays going. So I run two tankies. This could be dead at late game. It could definitely be dead. But the way I see it, if I have 2 dead tankies, that means I've searched out all my rabbits. So I should be winning. That's just how I look at it. 2 duality. This is the only card I really had problems with today. I drew both of these a lot. I opened duality twice, in 6 rounds, which is not good. But it's still pretty good in this deck because you need to get to your pieces to go off. So I like duality. I don't think I'm gonna keep 2. I might just go down to 1, but I'm not sure yet. I'll fix the deck up and do a later update video on that. And 3 MSTs. This deck loses to back row, warnings, bottomless for sharks and stuff. Compulse, this deck loses to compulse. So MST is really important. Plus, You know, you MST Tenki, they can't search. You MST Tensu, they can't summon. It's a really good card. I just think you need, and because this deck has OTK potential, you need to clear your back row. Onto the Holy Trinity, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm. Self-explanatory. You need those three cards. And my last spell is Pot of Avarice. This is also like a love-hate. I think I only had Avarice live twice on Saturday at YCS. But the 2 times that I did get it off, it won me games. And I don't mind setting it as a bluff because people play really cautiously with face downs, especially when they have like no protection. That's it for traps. That's it for spells. I think it's 14 spells as well. And then onto the traps. It's just basic staples traps. 2 bottomless, self-explanatory. Fire Fists, all that stuff. 2D Prison. This card put in so much work. Nobody read this card today. I just de-prisoned so much, so many bears. It was ridiculous. Nobody read that. 2 Fiendish, probably one of the better traps right now. Way better than Veiler because it stops attacks and it still negates effects and stuff like that. The only deck this is really bad against is Dino Rabbit because the only chain targets they have really are Tour Guide. If you activate this on a Logia, they'll probably Lance and stuff, so it's kind of a wasted card in Dino Rabbit. 2 Torrentials broken with Rabbit, just set normal summon Rabbits, set Torrential. If your opponent goes off, activate, you know, massive removal. And I love this card. 2 Mirror Force. I like 2 Mirror Force because it's good protection. You can set one early and still have another one late game, but this punishes bad players. Players who overextend and don't read opponent's back row, especially now in this format, massive removal just wrecks. My round 2, I lost round 2 to Fire Fist, but in my round 2, I got punished by Mirror Force, so it just goes to show you, when you overextend and you punch, Mirror Force just kills. And a dynamic duo of Warning and Judgment. I like Warning at 1. It's more of a skill card now. It's not just, oh, let me just use my Warning and I have another one. No, you kind of plan this out when you're going to use it. And a late game Warning, if you have enough life, is ridiculous. It's the main deck. It's 40 cards. Show you the extra deck. Got the Gore's token, obviously. Zemmains, Soul, Levier. Those are my rank 3s, along with my 3 rank 3 numbers. Everything's self-explanatory here except for Soul. Soul's really good against Fire Fist because they can't activate their Tenkis, so they get their searches. And Soul's big enough to beat over most of the Fire Fist monsters, so you get your freezing of the back row, and you get your special summon out of the grave. So that's why I like it. And it's a pretty big wall. It's 2,300 defense. Acid Golem is slowly becoming one of my favorite rank 3s. It's just so good to be able to go Tour Guide into Acid Golem and just run stuff over. My round 1 against Anthony Pasquarella. Sorry about that. He was playing Dark Worlds and he had Graph on board with back row. I just crashed with Golem and I ended up winning because he didn't draw enough resources to stop me. So it helped me out in a game. And you just gotta know how to play around his condition, the detach. That's all. For rank 4s, I got Dweller, Maestro, Direwolf, Pappy, Shockmaster, and Blackhorn. I'm really mad that I didn't go into Dweller at all because I didn't face any Mermails. I was so prepared for Mermails. I cited so much hate for Mermails, but I didn't face any Mermails. I faced all Fire Fists. So yeah, everything else pretty much self-explanatory. Direwolf with Rabbit is busted. It's just stupid. And Blackhorn, in my opinion, is the new 10 Tempo. It's so much better than 10 Tempo. Obviously, 10 Tempo was to remove the materials from Zemmains, but now it just sends and they take 1,000, so it's really good. 10 Tempo's still a good card, it's just this extra deck space is really tight. And then your rank 5/7s, Tyrus, Volcasaurus, and Charger. Charger and Volcasaurus go hand in hand. Volcasaurus is probably the best rank 5 in the game right now. I didn't go into him at all. I just felt like I didn't need to. I went into Tyrus a couple times against Fire Fist though, and it does work. It's so good to be able to run over a monster and then pop a back row. It's just ridiculous. Onto the side deck. 2 Maxis for Water and Sam's. Obvious reasons in the mirror. 2 Snowman for Dino Rabbit and Verse because it can't get stop monster effects. This is all the Mermail hate right here. The 3D Fissures and this Rex Dark Worlds too. But I didn't see any Mermails. This kind of sucks. And here's my only problem I had in my side deck. I went 1 Messenger, 1 level limit. I'm probably going to change the Messenger into a level limit because I felt like I didn't need this card as much as I needed this one because I didn't play any Dino Rabbit. Messenger's really good against Dino Rabbit, but level limit's so good against Fire Fist because their defense is pathetic. So you can just drop a level limit, run something over, and they really can't get around that unless they overlay. So I'll probably just go with the 2 level limits. 2 Mind Crush, Rex, everything except Dark Worlds. Mind crushed so many bears today. I mind crushed Sam's. I mind crushed my round 6, my last match. I mind crushed a Gladiator Beast Laquari. I ended up losing that match, but you know it was mind crush just stops plays. More Mermail Hate, Macrocosmos. I've learned to play around this. A lot of people think I'm crazy for running Macrocosmos and windups because windups need so much graveyard manipulation. But I've learned to play around this, play more conservative with macro on board. I kind of just go macro and have 2 or 3 rabbits at a time and just punch from there and use my other resources. But this stops so many decks, it's ridiculous. And the last two Dust Tornadoes, Fire Fist, Sam's, you know, it's a really good card. So yeah, that was my deck. Like I said, I went 3-3 drop after 6 rounds. I'll do a tournament report later on. I just wanted to get the deck out so you guys can see it. Thanks for watching. Peace out.